Okay, so my project was over the importance of oral health in pediatrics. So during the process of developing my project, the importance of oral health in pediatrics, I used Assess. So during Assess, I identified and understand children's oral health knowledge. Not all children, know every basic thing when it comes to oral health. For plan, I was like, what can I do to help get this point across? So I decided to teach children healthy habits while using visual aids or stories. I presented shortly after Halloween, so I used candy as something visual for them. Um, Next, intervention. So I kept it age appropriate. I used models. I had my tooth model in there with me. Um, and I shared stories, and I let the kids share stories too. For implement, I encouraged participations and questions. A few slides in on my presentation, while presenting, I had a few questions that were easy for them to understand, like, do you have any wiggly teeth? Or do you have missing teeth? Or how many days or how many times a day do you brush your teeth? Things like that. And evaluate. So, again, I question kids kind of after if they had any questions, if anything didn't make sense to them, kind of clear as mud type of thing. So Sandra Mitchell, Mrs. Mitchell, is a kindergarten teacher at Shining Heights Elementary School. She's actually been there for a few decades. Sandra not only has taught my siblings, but has taught me and is now teaching my niece as well. So that was kind of cool. It was touching to see that she still had a picture of me on her classroom wall. The kindergartners loved to see me up on the wall, and now that I'm such a big grown adult, they thought it was so cool. So that kind of like warmed my heart. I did reach her through email, and my sister helped me with that. She put me and her in a combined email, and then we kind of just responded back and forth to each other privately. But she responded very quickly with each email I sent her with any question, and she had an open schedule. I kind of let her know my availability with school, and we decided on the morning of November 11th. She was very welcoming and kind to me, allowing me to stay afterwards and just observe and experience what a typical day in their life looks like in the classroom. And I even ate lunch with all of my nieces and nephews that go to school there. So it was a very inspiring visit. So for the dental public health presentation, I chose to focus on pediatric oral health because building good dental habits early creates a strong foundation for lifelong healthy smiles. Tooth decay is one of the most common yet preventable issues in children, so I just wanted to educate children about the proper oral hygiene, healthy eating, and the importance of regular dental visits. My goal is to keep children to feel confident in their smiles and set them up for better overall health in the future. Something that really inspired me to do this for my public health presentation was I have a friend who is 24 and she still brushes her teeth once a day, doesn't floss. She actually jokes that the only time she flosses is twice a year when she goes to the dentist. So, that just kind of makes me sad because had she had good, you know, a mentor, like a good foundation to start from, like she would have healthier habits, and now she has said that it's a little bit harder to get into the habit of brushing twice a day and flossing. So if kids can just start early with healthy habits like this, I think that will set them up for success. So this was an example. Obviously, I changed it into the format of this presentation. But daily health habits for teeth. So I talked about brushing twice a day for 2 minutes. I wish the school had those sand timers. I really wish I could have given those to the kids, but they were still happy with what I gave them. I talked about flossing. All the kids knew about flossing. They were right when I asked them, Does it clean in between the teeth? And they said yes. So I did explain to them that brushing only gets the outside and flossing gets in between the teeth. So that's very important. And I said eating healthy, so fruits, vegetables, and water to help your teeth stay nice and strong. I said too many sweets and sugars can just lead to sugar bugs. I did relate this eating healthy habit back to the Halloween candy a few days prior. Again, eating for strong teeth, I just kind of went over it again. I said eating healthy foods like fruits and vegetables will keep your teeth nice and strong. I said limit your sugary snacks and drinks like candy, soda, and juice that can cause sugar bugs or cavities, and just drinking lots of water. I told him, it's important to swish your mouth with water if you can remember after eating something sugary or drinking something sugary. Just kind of rebalance the pH of your mouth. I didn't say that to them, but then I explained to them how cavities happen. So I said sugar bugs love sugar. And I said, every time you eat something sugary, the sugar bugs are getting fed. So then I said the sugar bugs make something called acid, and the acid is what attacks our teeth. Cavities can get bigger and bigger and painful if not treated. So we had the honor of attending the KDHA Fall 2024 conference that took place on October 19th. This was a virtual conference. We listened and learned about the myofunctional disorders throughout the lifespan, which I personally thought was so cool. We just had another presentation, same presentation just again, and it was kind of nice just to hear those things again. It's just very fascinating. We also listened and learned about mastering patient assessment and empowering the transitions of prophy to perio. And that was just a nice review from Periodontics. We also had the honor of attending the Oral Health Conference that took place in Olathe on November 8th. We first heard about the access to dental care in rural Kansas, and we were able to break between panels, each panel, and connect with just different vendors around the site. We then heard about the veterans' oral health in national and state perspectives. It was just cool to listen on because I had just completed my rotation at the VA a few weeks prior. So we also learned about integrating dental care in Kansas medical clinics. And lastly, we learned about people with disabilities and how experiences have improved in their care. This one was cool because they brought in people via Zoom that have disabilities and how their offices or medical clinics just go above and beyond just to accommodate to those with disabilities. These are a few pictures from my presentation at the kindergarten classroom. They're in the middle. You can see we're in the classroom. I sadly did not get a picture. I forgot to ask the teacher beforehand. But this was them after, and then the two photos on the side were in the lunchroom. That's my niece, Luna. And then here's my works cited.